I began studying stand-up comedy when I was renting a room in a house from a Chinese Tibetan landlord in Shoreline, Washington, who worked at Seattle Children's Hospital. I thought compassionately cleaning for children to receive medical services when they had cancer and other ailments now. And the more hungry I got, the more gaunt my body felt. The less my recovery from chordoma cancer got better. I started doing stand-up comedy to help with the suffering caused by her abuse towards her son. Hitting him, yelling at him, screaming and slamming and banging walls and pans, putting holes in walls. Him or her, I can't remember now. Dominating the kitchen, feeding monks, and limiting my use of a refrigerator and a stove. To gain strength I had lost from proton radiation treatment now. And I started collecting challenge coins. When Amazon would have on their recommendations an option available to purchase now. I watched funny movies. Comedy specials. I screamed thunder. I yelled Om. I paid my bills. And worked towards a college admittance. And I nannied, I babysat to earn some extra money to pay for takeout food. I cared for a 4-year-old, a kindergarten, first-year student. I was evicted twice. And neither was I explained what I had done wrong. And have continued to learn more about what Brain does within comedy. And I had previously had little to no concern with my ambitions of pediatric medicine, keeping my language and my gesture, posture and behavior within the limits of the United States Navy chaplaincy, I had already applied and committed to serve in 2000. However, there's no longer benefit with an administration in charge, leading, Mr. President, Ms. Vice President of the United States of America. No longer worrying about an amygdala and some difficulty with my prefrontal cortex and some PTSD needing treatment in cognitive neuroscience and psychological therapy books, and studying neurology has reminded me of a duality in world now. In other words, I'm unwilling to be at risk further with a Mr. President of the United States of America and his colleague, Ms., and his co-worker, Mrs. Vice President, who work together to solve crises and other issues in government now. There's an obvious explanation I lack the words to speak about now. Similar to a conspiracy theory involving aliens and UFOs in the United States military. And awareness. And most recently, consciousness and the legalization of drugs. And now magic mushroom psychedelic hysteria. Preventing a conversation similar to aliens and UFOs and awareness with consciousness. With everyone together yelling and screaming about climate change, Black Lives Matter, and anti-fascism, ethnicity and diversity and culture, and other parts of an object in outer space. Simplified to include racism. Initially with the white skin on my hand, and now including the Asians who they say are Americans, similar to the black African Americans, who could eventually be protected by those Antifa warrior soldiers and their martial arts. Combat boots and tactical gear they wear to break windows, set fires, and make explosions. Now, I'd make a joke. I'd talk about the poetic irony of studying neurology and having a president in the office of an oval part of the White House who has a medical history involving brain difficulty and health emergencies available for anyone and everyone in the public to read about now. And I'd be doing good for some political organization, party, activist leadership with dominant men, voluptuous breasted women, and their faces with no makeup, and their skin and their hair and their eyes and their ears and nails, and no gender now. And I'd have stimulation. I'd sit in a comedy club with a glass of whiskey, staring at the pretty light shining from the reflection. And I'd have a reward of an achievement. In California and elsewhere now. Unfortunately, though, I still have the promise I made to Liam, Oliver, Nola, Sam and Davis, Owen and Moira, and other children who are living now with bullies, anarchists, coronavirus. In summers now, they say, getting longer. And longer. In time. Slower and slower and slower now.